Savage.
What's up, guys? Can you see me? Can you hear me? Yeah. All right. It's only a couple of minutes, guys. It's only a couple of minutes. Okay. Okay. You know, this is how it is every week. You know, but a minute lost isn't isn't anything. We go for a while. Look at that, we got those Frankies in the chats. Yes, guys, we are at 100 members. 100 members. So we got a new emoji. So I made the emoji Frankie. And I got... Evo said audio check, video check, late check. Hey, you know, that's what we're here for. I got some new drip. Pirates docking. Wish I had this for the previous chapter, but you know, let's get into this. We got 1020 here. All right, we've replaced our teenage years in the thousands here for our 20s, and I'm excited. These past couple of weeks with all these breaks have been rough, but I did see that there's no break next week, so we're here. I'm ready. All right. I just saw the chapter title.
Savage.
I just saw the chapter title. Robin versus Black Maria. That's a beautiful thing to see. That's a beautiful thing to see. I hope this is a full chapter of it. If it's a full chapter, then you know this is an unprecedented moment, people. This is a moment like 15 years in the making. Ooh, all right, okay, all right. Enough playing around. Let's get into this. I am excited. Let's get some OST in the ear. I'm just putting the Robin theme on a loop. Carl said more like 18 years in the May. Yeah, really. I mean, you know, let's be real. Let's take it all the way back to Skypiea. All right. So this cover story is Denjiro eating his hair. All right. Moving on. Okay. We're at the Skull Dome roof. All right. We're at the Skull Dome roof. Okay. The Makami. Dog fruit is an incredibly valuable mythical zone. Well, we did talk about it being an Inu model. The Makami, though. I'm not familiar with the Makami. That's interesting. Definitely excited to talk with you guys about that. I'm sure people have already done their research on it. It's a mistake to let a wannabe Odin like you eat it. Damn.
Savage.
Makami is Wano's guardian deity. Now it's your job to protect Wano. Let's just, let's just give Yamato their flowers for holding off their father this long. Orochi may have been a tyrant, but he transformed this country into a giant weapons factory. You just have to take your rightful place as ruler, claim the fruits of their labor. Okay, but what does... Now I want to know what the Makami and the guardian deity of Wano has to do with weapons. It seems like Kaido's drawing a parallel there. No more chains. This country will open. I like this. I like this. So it looks like Yamato can breathe fire, which, interestingly enough, we talked about it being a Kirin. We were wrong. But the Kirin also spits fire and breathes fire. So Kaido claps back. Blast breath. Now I wonder if that's... Now that's interesting. That's interesting. Oh no, okay, so that was Kaido saying blast breath. I thought both of them were saying it at the same time, which would imply something beyond Kaido's fruit and actually their lineage doing it, but that's just Kaido saying it, so alright. Chat saying not fire, it's ice. Okay, that's interesting. Okay. Alright, well that explains this panel then, and how it's two different things hitting each other and reacting off of each other. Ice, okay. Alright. It's an ice wolf, the chat's saying. Okay, alright, very cool. I'm here for it. I'm here for it. I love ice powers. Alright. Alright, we're at this Robin stuff. Whoa, 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 whoa. What is going on here? What is going on here? Okay, so I'm on the page where Robin is seeing Nico Olvia and Professor Clover. Obviously, it's not them. But this is interesting because before I go any further, to sort of break down and analyze this, in order to know that Nico Robin would have a reaction to Olvia and Clover, someone would have to know them as well. And that's sort of impossible in this situation. So there must be some sort of power going on here that makes you see what you want to see, maybe? Alright. Oh, wow. Now, the next page, Saul. Okay. This is, I think I have the wrong OST in my ear for this. I'm switching. Oh, man. Okay, Saul. I'm looking forward to seeing you. This is interesting. Robin's falling for it for some reason. She should know better. Brooke knows. She does know better. That's our Robin. Alright. So Robin's now taking out one of the numbers. Whose illusion, though? That's the interesting thing. That's what I want to know. How dare they mess with someone's memories like that? Okay, so it's Black Maria's illusion. Makes sense. I can't remember if in the Jorogumo myth if they're able to, if that's part of it. I'm gonna have to reread on that. I mean, technically, like, the Jorogumo makes you, it's a giant spider that transforms into a beautiful woman and makes you, see this beautiful woman. But to see other things inside your memories, that's interesting. Just Brooke saying it's like this place is haunted. I love how Oda peppers that stuff in. This is I'm on the next page now after they're running, and Robin and Brooke are having a great conversation together where Brooke's talking about his 50 years adrift, and this is just a really nice character moment here. Alright, Black Marita's using the Wanyudo. Wanyudo Pug Smile. Okay, so this is interesting now. Oh, okay. I thought it was implying that the smiles can be put into inanimate objects like regular devil fruits. But then you see on the other side that there is actually a pug there. Or is that what's going on? This is kind of confusing here. But I remember reading about the Wanyudo myth, and I expected the face to move and potentially start like biting them and things, because that's part of all of it. And I had said that I wanted it to go after Brooke, because he's just bones and all of that, and now that it's a dog smile, I hope that actually still happens, because there's even more there for that. Moving on to the next page. Alright, we got Black Maria hanging upside down. Illusions don't sway you. Okay. Dreams do. Savage. After all, you're deluded enough to think you can go against Kaido. Robin used her spider net technique while fighting a spider. Oh, that's interesting. So she's using it to lift herself up in the air. She's actually instead of using it to soften her fall, she's moving up with it. That's great. She's doing some like Spider-Man stuff against a spider. Oh, man. Chat saying it's a guy whose body turned into a pug. Oh, so that makes sense. Yeah, so it's the guy ate the fruit. He lost his body, became just the head with the pug. Then Black Maria put that into the one Yudo just to fit the myth. Yeah, that works. All right. It works. Let's see. If you care so much, surrender and let us catch you, Nico Robin. I feel like I'm going to like this. Can you hold me a little longer? Brooke's going into soul form. Whoo! Cold soul. Just running right through the one Yudo. Yep. Anyway, there's a nice parallel here, right? It's like everybody said in the at the beginning. Yamato is an ice dog, an ice wolf. And Kaido can breathe fire. Here we have fire versus ice, so it's like two fire versus ice fights happening at the same time. Alright, so now I see the pug fell out and you can see the guy's face. This is great. Alright. Don't you get it, Nico Robin? You must know deep down your friends will always sell you out. Nah. Soul Parade. Ice burn. Put an N in front of that. Nice burn. I like that someone is, reminding not only Nico Robin of this, but the audience as well. This dialogue here where it's like, big shots from all over the world are after you. You're nothing but a burden to your crew. And that's true, right? You can't get to Laughed Hill without Nico Robin. She is the only person that can read the poneglyphs that we know of. There's all this stuff with the three-eyed tribe, but either way, it's going to factor in game. So we need to be reminded of it. Alright, Robin. Reveal to Black Maria that Sanji was, let everybody know Sanji's plan. Come on. I love this. Blackleg has your crew's second highest bounty. He does. Well, not including Jinbei. I assume you'd like to take it from here. Alright, this is what I've been waiting for. Yes, Robin, take it from here. Take it from here. Let's go. Let's go. Leave the rest of these demons to me, even though I'm scared of ghosts. Oh, love it. He's a kind soul, and you'll never understand just how much it means for him to rely on me. He's one of the wings that'll allow the Pirate King to soar. Let's go. Woo! Gigante flor. Okay, okay. Oh, don't cut to something else. Come on, no. I want to see it. I want to see it. Don't off-screen this. All right. Tokage port. I need more meat. You already ate everything on board. Momo's there. Okay. So Momo is going to be the one to get Luffy back up there. It's going to be a parallel to the Punk Hazard scene. Shinobu's kite allowed us to escape from Kaido. I called it. I said. Shinobu's got that glider, guys. That's... Ooh, Luffy's about to find out. But Luffy, Kinemon and Kiku, they right in front of me. They... Ooh, Caribou. Next page, Caribou. Okay. If he doesn't pull this off, I'll never get to leave this country. The end. I love it. Momo, you're going to take me up there to finish this. I need you to transform into a dragon and fly. Yes, Luffy. Force him. Force him to get over his fears. All right, I'm looking at these chapter notes. Yeah, I'm seeing this note about the Nore Ona. This is not the... all of these guys are not the only Nore Onas that we've seen. The very first instance of that was Sarah Hebe, the teacher. And we saw that Sarah Hebe also worked with Black Maria. So it's in keeping that Black Maria would continue to have other Nore Ona around her. Literal translation, ceiling hanger. Let's see. Okay. Sorry, guys. I'm just reading this quick here. Robin's comment about Sanji this chapter seems to be a callback to what Oda said in Volume 73's SBS about Sanji and Zoro being Luffy's two precious wings. Yeah. Loving the color pages. Yeah, that's great. All right, guys. Let's see what the chat's talking about here. All right, guys. I'm catching up on the chat. Chin said 1020 is the chapter of dogs, too. Had two Inu Inu models, yep. He said Wanyudo, best smile. I mean, it's a good one, but... I mean, are you really going to tell me that Wanyudo's better than Fortrix and Wayne D. Bruce? Oh, man. Let's see. Trolling with the Black Maria bandages. I mean, I think it's. I think it works. You know, this is One Piece, guys. Brandon King said Makami's a deified wolf from the Yamato Prefecture. Look at Oda bringing things. Everything's coming together. Shout out to we got a new member, Scaras26.
Another one.
Thank you for joining. Keyboard Cat said Robin's best girl, not even close. I mean, you know, I still love Vivi over here, but Robin's up there. Still catching up. Yeah. Akko said people sleeping on Caribou. Yeah, Caribou's important. We know this. Caribou knows that Shirahoshi is Poseidon. That information is going to get leaked to someone. Okay. For years, it was speculated that it would be Kaido, because Drake, kidnapped Caribou. Meet Caribou back in the prison, seems likely. But then, Big Mom is in the picture as well. Big Mom used to have Fishman Island as a territory. So, with that, in that keeping, Big Mom knows Shirahoshi, and, that can tie into as well. It's just, it's that wrench character in the background, that you might keep forgetting about. But Oda reminded us that they still exist here. Alright, got some super chats. Evo, my guy.
Savage.
Look at Net Robin here with that Bodhisattva. So the the deity with all the arms and everything. Yep. Chapter 1020, Attack on Robin. Alright. Brandon King, thank you.
Savage.
Yep, saw this. Makami was a deified wolf from the Yamato Prefecture. I mean, that's Oda being Oda, guys. Oda being Oda. I saw a lot of stuff about people talking about the Yamato Prefecture, when everybody was trying to speculate things, I mean, just on Yamato in general. But I never saw anything about the Mikami. So that's interesting. I'm actually going to Google image the Mikami because I want to see if there's an image for it. So this is interesting. Okay. So apparently this is a Mikami. All right. Oh my God, Kermit the Frog.
Savage.
Ramen wants to connect with others through history, while Black Maria uses history to manipulate others. So let's break that down. Ramen wants to connect with others through history. Black Maria uses history to manipulate others. Yeah, I mean, we see that with the illusions, right? So that's good. Yeah, I like that. Yeah. Going into people's memories, manipulating them, having them see their, their deepest desires. It's a trope. We've seen it in many works of fiction and all of that. Somebody has some sort of a power to tap into the memories, and then it's a way for that character that died a couple of seasons ago to come back, in a live action show and be a special guest star for a day. So that's interesting. Yeah. Reset. Randy, you have to see a meme someone made with Jabra in that page with the people from Robin's past. After all, he's her brother. I love that. I love that. Oh, man. Ozd Phenom.
Savage.
Just wanted to drop by and support my favorite One Piece YouTuber. Can't catch the stream because of work, but I'll watch the video. Oz, thank you for saying that. That's great. I appreciate the support from all of you guys. Oh, man. I don't know what to say, but I'm flattered. Thank you. Thank you. And hope you enjoy the video later. Gabe C.
Savage.
Black Maria's comment about Sanji being pathetic and Robin shutting it down is almost like Oda talking directly to the Sanji haters after 1005. Thank you. Thank you. Yeah. I mean, look. I mean, we talked about it during 1005, but there was reasoning for that. There was a lot of character development stuff happening. It wasn't just Oda, slapping Sanji down to slap him down. Okay? Was he using Sanji as a device? In a way, but to build up Robin. Very soon we're going to get to see Sanji doing some very impressive things, and that's, and honestly, one of the impressive things that he has already done is given Robin the confidence to, just be confident, in this fight and everything. Like, thank you for relying on me. It's great. I will say that I'm severely disappointed that there was not another page of the fight after Robin did that, magnificent transformation. But the other thing that Sanji did in that was that he knew that he was being listened to. And this is something that I see a lot of people forget to mention. He let everybody know about the Marys. Like, that's what he did. And he also let everybody know that they're after Robin specifically. So, but even then, Robin isn't concerned because she has powerful friends that will protect her. And she's also strong herself. So, there we go. Very motivated. Thank you.
Savage.
I missed you guys so much last week. I require my fix for my obligatory one Sanji panel per chapter analysis, please and thank you. Well, I feel like we've talked about this Sanji panel more than we talked about some of the other stuff yet. Yeah. Maxo.
Savage.
Thank you, my man. He said, me and Lou got a dip early today to see my folks, but man, what a chapter. Finally, some Robin spotlight goodness. Yeah, well, enjoy the time with your folks, guys. That's awesome. We're able to go back and start seeing family again anyway. So it's great. Guys, we got a nearly a full chapter of Robin fighting, although it was mostly Brooke. So I still want more, still need more. But Robin was did get the spotlight, was highlighted. Yeah, it's great. DeAndre Gilmore.
Savage.
Randy, can we please finally come to the conclusion that Yamato is not joining the crew? He is meant to guard Wano. So there's definitely some claim for that, right? Because it's being hammered that the Mikami is the guardian deity of Wano. So it is their job to stay behind and watch it. But Yamato does not want any chains, right? And the overall theme of One Piece to begin with is freedom. So Yamato should have that choice to, even though they ate the fruit and have potentially a responsibility to Wano, it's their choice to go off, have an adventure or whatever, and then they can come back when the adventure is done. So it's, we've I've had these conversations for forever, but even when I was weekly, most of the crew was already there. It's like you get all of this stuff mostly reminds me of when we were trying to figure out if Frankie or Paulie was going to join, right? Because it seemed like it was only going to be one or the other, and it was. And everything else, like Brooke joined right away, so there was no sort of speculation of, we were going to say, like, is he actually going to join and all that, but the community pretty much felt like it was going to happen. And then there's been other people randomly that came and went, like, oh, could this person join and all of that, but then, Oda gives us Jinbei. Now we're really in an arc where we could potentially walk away with multiple crew members. And it's if Oda wants to do that, dump a couple crew members on us, or just leave with one, and it's like, who's that one going to be? But I still think that the apprentices don't necessarily factor into that. Yamato could join, Yamato could stay behind, Yamato could die. There's so much that could happen, and Oda is purposefully peppering all of this stuff in there so that we have these conversations. Slumpter said, Randy, that shirt is heat. Thank you. Get that. But it's, it's missing the key component of this chapter. Oh, man. Amrit Singh, thank you.
savage,
Momotaro's monkey dog set now. Who would be the pheasant? All right, so I guess this is people are saying that Luffy, being Monkey D. Luffy, is the monkey. Now Yamato would be the dog, and a pheasant. I mean, yeah. I mean, it just seems like it's Marco. So I guess from a standpoint, we have two versions of Momotaro that are being told, right? Because Momo means peach, and Taro is an abbreviation for a son, so it's like peach son, peach boy, and that's why Odin called Shanks Akataro, and but Tama and Momonosuke are both avatars for Momotaro in a sense. Momonosuke has a his style of dress has peaches on it and all of that, which is very reminiscent of that. We talked about Momotaro a lot in the community when Momonosuke was first appeared, but then you have Tama, who literally is living out most of the folklore with actually taming these these true beasts, right? But then Momonosuke is like metaphorically taming. I mean, not necessarily taming, but getting people to work with him, right? He's got Luffy on his side, had Yamato on his side, and by extension, Marco is on his side as well, because Marco, knew Odin, knew Momonosuke as a child as well, 20 years ago. So it's not out of the realm for Marco and Momonosuke to have a conversation also. I'd actually like to see that. Like, hey, you've grown a little bit, even though it's been 20 years and you're only like, a couple of years older. But I think it's interesting that we're getting two sides of it. Aaron said, Randy, you look tired. Yeah, I'm a little tired today. But, not tired enough to talk about One Piece. Let's see. Jen said the disrespect on Sanji has been punked by Oda himself through Robin. See, the thing is that I don't look at it as Sanji disrespect, right? Oda loves Sanji. Let's get this straight. Like, have you ever seen Oda's signature? The way he signs his name? He makes the O like Sanji's eyebrow. Like, he loves Sanji. Sanji is a vehicle for getting things done in the plot. Okay? He's the sneaky guy that can make something happen in the background that plays later. He is an instrumental tool as a writer. That's all it is. There is no disrespect. Sure, does he goof around? Yeah, but he still loves Sanji. Ah, the return of Kermit the Frog.
savage,
This makes 2 times transforming's been used on the Alliance. Between Rule of 3, Black Maria's comment, Caribou, and being next to CP0, Robin's not safe.
Two times the transforming's been used on the Alliance. Oh yeah, because of Odin, right? Yeah. But like Ashura Doji, Robin was able to see through it. And Robin was not halted. She saw the disrespect. Black Maria's comment, Caribou being next to CP0, Robin's not safe. Yeah, and not only that, you can add Big Mom's comment. Big Mom said that she wanted Robin as well. So there's a lot going on. There's a lot going on. Robin is going to be a key component to the end of this. My guy Dan said, when Kaido finally sees Momo's dragon form, will we see a flashback to when Kaido was experimented on? I don't think that's when we're going to get the flashback. I don't think it's going to be drawn by Momo's dragon form, but I do need Kaido to see Momo in his dragon form, and that's what I've talked about this for months, that I want that. Because Kaido's whole aura, his being, is all about perseverance and earning the the clout that you have, the strength and everything like that. Momonosuke did not earn being a dragon or anything like that. Kaido's going to have a visceral reaction to seeing Momonosuke have a Dollar Tree version of his fruit. But, this one was made by Vegapunk, so it's not really. I mean, the smiles are Dollar Tree devil fruits. But this is, it's a recreation. It's not the real fruit. So, and everything that, I would love if it was a situation like the Koi Legend where Kaido actually had to, he started one way and then through perseverance it became a dragon. Right, started as a koi perhaps, but Vegapunk's fruit skips that step, and he just went to becoming Momonosuke became a dragon immediately. Didn't have to go through the trials that Kaido did. Since it was confirmed that the fruit is the model Seiryu, it's possible that that's not going to happen, but it would be interesting. It's more likely that he ate the fruit, instantly became the dragon. But man, it's gonna be that conversation is gonna be great because Kaido has never seen Momonosuke in his dragon form. King J said, the Japanese battleship Yamato from World War II was 263 meters long. Yamato is 263 centimeters tall. Samurai Wolf versus Yamato is inevitable. He is the battleship of the Blackbeard pirates. I mean, I could totally see Oda doing that, and that alone, is definitely it's actually one of the strong. I've seen that. Because I've seen you post that in the Discord as well. And that is one of the strongest things that someone can say for Yamato joining, just because it's of just all of that. It's all of that. Blitz said, do you think this arc is ending this year or next year? It's gonna go into next year. We're already about to be in August here. I mean, it's not gonna go too far into next year, but I mean, even you gotta consider that an epilogue to everything is gonna propel everything as well. Aaron said Marco might die. I don't think so. Marco's not going to die. Marco's just here for support. My guy, AJ.
savage,
Waiting for wet-haired caribou flashback. The wet hair is the blood of the orphans he couldn't save. By the end of it, everyone wants caribou for crew. You know, it's funny. There are people on the internet that like want caribou to join, and it even thought like maybe it could be a possibility when he was on the ship, you know, and they were putting him in the barrel and all that years ago. Caribou's not joining. He is he's a terrible person, and he buried Drip alive. The guy that was pretending to be Sanji, this man buried him alive. Diz of the Ghost, thank you.
savage,
Next time we see Sanji, bro, look, he got the radon suit. Oh man.
Bro, look, he got the heat on feet, bro.
I'm actually, you know, I know I've been talking about merch for a while, and since we, you know, brought up the whole thing about heat on feet, I'm not done with it, but I've been working on a heat on feet T-shirt. This is not final, but I'll give you guys a preview of what I'm doing, and you can let me know if you think it's cool or not. I was trying to figure out a way to subtly incorporate Sanji into the shirt, so I just made the O his eyebrow. But I still want to toy with some fire effects on it, some more gradients, and you know, my whole thing is like, I don't want to make shirts that's like, it's like too obvious that it's, you know, one piece or anything like that. I want things to be subtle. You know, you see someone and they know what's going on. Okay. You guys want to see it again? So Fatal said, "Let me see it again." Let's see. I still got to play around with the gradients and all that, but yeah. I want to, like, by the time Sanji fights Queen, which could very well be the next episode, I'd love to be wearing that for the video, but you know, we don't know what's gonna happen. Gabe C said we need that Randy plush. I don't even know how. I don't know how Morge went around about getting that plush, and Roger has one too. I don't know. I think you need a certain sub count or something, and you certainly have to, I think, sell enough of them in order for it to even get made. I think so. It's like Giovanni said, if Randy's tired, it's a short stream, only 2.5 hours today. It's funny. People are liking it. Okay. Yeah. Okay, you guys liking it? You digging it? All right, cool. I'm gonna finish that up, and you know, we'll I don't know, maybe by the next review or something, I'll have it for people. I'm definitely gonna have the generic like Savage shirt also, you know, written as it is, like, you know, over here. Probably have one with the kanji version there, which if you haven't noticed by now, that means savage. So, yeah. DeAndre Gilmore, thank you.
savage,
Just wanted to say it was hype seeing you in the Reverie. The love for Randy Troy was truly savage. Keep growing. And I hope we get a Seastone Sage collab. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you for watching the Reverie. Thanks again for everybody for supporting me in the Reverie. It was a lot of fun to do it. And, yeah. You know, we talked a lot about it last week in the stream, but, you know, my thoughts on everything. And, you know, I'm open to all types of collabs. Just did that Joy Girl collab. If you haven't seen that yet, guys, go over to Joy Girl's channel. Joy Girl and I talked for about 2 hours last Sunday, I think, or Monday. Can't remember. Either way, the VOD's up. It was a fun chat, and at some point, I'm gonna get Joy Girl over here on this channel. It'll be a late night stream. You know, like right now it's 1:15 p.m. on the East Coast. So I'll probably, you know, do it like 8 or 9 p.m. on the East Coast eventually. Like, you know, a couple weeks from now, let the story breathe a little bit. You know, Joy Girl and I talked about it because we wanted to get Chrissy involved in it. And later at night, Chrissy will be able to do it. Very Motivated said, Luffy fixing to make sure Kaido sees Momo. Yes, it's happening. It is happening. Dust Bucket, my guy.
savage,
Said, here's my down payment for the shirt. Yeah. Again, I appreciate you, Dust Bucket. Always leaving comments for the algorithm, even if, you know, it's just saying algorithm. Pedro said, Randy's almost at 15K. That's so awesome. You deserve every single subscriber. Thanks, Pedro. Yeah, we are. We're only like less than 100 away from 15K, which is like wild to me. If you haven't, if you're watching this and you haven't subscribed yet and you like the content, that button is there. Appreciate you guys. Let's see. Void Worshipper.
savage,
Yamato is the dog from the Momotaro myth. In a metaphorical sense, in the Momotaro myth, the dog was like a. Most of the time, when I've seen drawings, it was like a Shiba Inu type of dog. You know, it was like just a little dog. But you know, metaphorically, that, you know, they're pledging their allegiance to Momonosuke. Yes, yeah. Blitz said, Randy, what's your favorite chapter so far? My favorite chapter right now is 1010. So my favorite chapter of like Onigashima so far, I remember really loving all of the like Tama stuff coming to a head in like 1004. That was a lot of fun. 1010 was cool. 1000 was obviously awesome. The 1014, the Kiku chapter. 1015, Kingdom chapter. There's been a lot. You know, it's more. It's less about chapters for me and more about moments. So, you know, a lot of my favorite moments, as far as Onigashima, like I love Frankie like driving his the rhino on over Big Mom's face. Still love that moment. You know, that's gonna get animated soon. I can't wait. And Tama arriving, Nami saying that Luffy's gonna be the Pirate King, despite Ulti, you know, trying to get her to not say, you know, to give up on Luffy. There's been a lot of great moments. Jack Selton said, heat on feet shirts with Sanji carrying the Zoro cross joint, maybe. So I would need someone to like draw that, you know, like I can't put a copyrighted thing on the shirts, you know. I don't want to get flagged or anything like that, and I don't want to like take another person's art or something like colorization of the chapter and put it there. It would be cool, but you know, I mean, just like a Zorro pack shirt would be incredible too. Alex Rio said, "You make the font a tad smaller, I'll cop." Yeah, I'm still playing with it. It's not done. I'm going to like, you know, that's all it's still being worked out. Toilet tube. Thank you.
Savage.
Caribou and Caesar will end up with Buggy like Mr. 3. I mean, that would be fun. I mean, they're all sort of like similar style characters, right? I always thought that Caribou, you know, when I was reading Udon, I thought that Caribou could end up with Kid. I still feel like that's potentially a possibility. Rao said, "I need a lavish bracket hoodie." Great idea. That's a great idea. Bike Vanilla, thank you.
Savage.
Said, I was the Reverie MVP. Thank you. Appreciate that. Chin said, Joy Girl collab was cool. Thanks. Blitz said, Randy, what's your least favorite One Piece movie? I don't even have to think about it. The Chopper Island one. It was like the third movie or something. Where, if you know, you know. Walter Cooper said,
Savage.
you are the yin to Dritz's yang. So is that like, you know, the way that Dritz says that, you know, everything sucks in Wano and all of this stuff, and I sit here and, you know, explain why it's great? Is that where you're coming from, Walter? I don't follow a lot of what Dritz says, but some people like put this stuff in the Discord and, you know, they say, "What is this? Why is this guy so upset about this stuff?" I mean, it's okay to expect more. You know, it's like, but what we're getting in the manga, you know, isn't bad. You know, it's always important to expect more from artists. You know, but Oda's actually giving us an excellent product. So. Jen said, "LOL, is that Chrissy's worst movie choice as well?" Chrissy's never actually seen that movie. She's watched Strong World, Film Gold, Stampede, and we started Z at one point, but then we got busy. So I think she still needs to finish Z, which is my favorite movie. But yeah. Andre A. said, Randy, do you think there should be a movie about the Rocky Port incident in the beginning of Rocks? So, I don't think that the movies should really handle canon material like that. Obviously there was Episode 0, which came out of Strong World, and Episode 0 is canon, but Strong World is, like, sort of iffy, whether that's canon or not. So, I don't necessarily want that. Because it's kind of a thing where, I loved Film Z, and I wish it was, like, fleshed out into, like, a whole saga. Like, that would have been a lot of fun. Z was a great antagonist. And, like, the stakes in that was, like, very Water 7-like. But, yeah. HAH17 said, is episode of Skypiea good? It is not. You cannot compress that stuff, You cannot compress it. It's too much. The only episode of that I really liked, other than episode of Luffy just redoing Shanks' flashback in, like, better animation, is episode of Nami. Because even though it's missing a few key things, you're only compressing, like, 14 episodes into 2 hours, rather than, like, trying to compress, some of these things trying to compress, like, 50, 60 episodes. You can't do it. Enter a name.
Savage.
Thanks. That was the most civilized Reverie stream I've heard so far. Still listening in parts. Hate to say it, but Morge played the benevolent dictator wonderfully. Yeah. No, it was a lot of fun. A lot of good discussions in that and everything. AJ.
Savage.
1218. We need to see Yamato's beast form, and it needs to be a joke. Like, it needs to be a chibi size form so her and Chopper can sell more merch. So there's an interesting thing, when I was looking up the Makami, right? Most of the stuff looks really strange and, like, very thin, like almost paper-like. So the beast form really could be something like this, which, could be a merchandise thing. So, who knows there? When we finally get his beast form, he could be like a stringy paper type thing. Chen said the Skypiea movie doesn't have the Nolan backstory, so no. Didn't it though? But they just, like, didn't reanimate it. They just copy and pasted the old stuff into it. I was like, it was so cheap. Like, if you're gonna go all the way, go all the way. Okay, so Byron said the thin version of Akame is just a video game version. Thank you. All right. This is all stuff that when we get out of the stream, I'm going to be, like, researching and trying to figure all out before the analysis. But, I'm still learning about the Makami. Is that like that Makami from, like, Okami or something? Like, is that like a form of Amaterasu? Toilet Tube said, I believe Big Mom is the oars of this arc. That doesn't mean she has to be defeated this arc. It just means she has to be scared off. They're coming, guys. I still hold that Big Mom is potentially the Kuma of the arc. So, unless CP0 is the Kuma. But if Big Mom is the oars of this arc, then that means that we need all of the Straw Hats working together to take her down, which would be a lot of fun to see, actually. Nigel Thornberry said, "What's good, Randy? Living life, talking about One Piece. What's better?" Okay, so Drum said that, yeah, it's Okami. Okay, so that's great. Gotcha. Yeah. Catching up. Drum said this was top 3 chapters this year, to be honest. I mean, just the strength of Robin fighting, I'm inclined to agree. Let's see. I don't think we need a Rocky Port incident movie, guys. I think we just need a Rocky Port incident chapter. That's it. We just need to see what Law was doing, what Kobe was doing, what Law and Kobe were doing together. Sword. Yeah, that's it. Toilet Tube, thank you again.
Savage.
One Piece has the crew facing Mama down Oars style. I mean, I want that. I think it would be great. Whew. All right. Chin said, Randy, rip the Kieran theory? Yes. Yeah. It is not a Kieran. I mean, there might be elements of a Kieran, you know, included in it potentially, but there's not, it is literally not a Kieran. But the Kieran was the best theory that I saw out of it. You know, it seemed right. It was a very deer-like features and all that. But I'm not... you know me. I love to be surprised. And, you know, learning about the Mikami, and now I'm going to have something to look up after this and, like, really study and get ready for the analysis. Like, that's awesome to me. So... I'm taking a look back at the chapter, seeing some other things. There's just... it's a well-structured chapter. There's a lot of parallels going on. You know, obviously we talked about the ice and the fire stuff. You know, we're expanding upon Momo's side of the Momotaro. And one of my favorite moments in the chapter is just something I wasn't sure if we were going to get right away. And that's just Luffy and Momo having a conversation. You know? Because that was one of the concerns that everybody had. Like, okay, so now Kiku's dead, Kinemana's potentially dead, likely very dead. And, Luffy's not there to see it. He's not there to know about it, right? But I love Luffy's reaction to this, right? When he's sitting here and he's saying, you can cry when it's over. You know, he's really giving Momo that, like, man up speech that he needs. And Luffy is... It's good. This is good stuff. This is the way that the story needs to go. It's the way that the story should have gone, and I love it. And I'm loving that it's actually going this way. Shino was like, how can you be so harsh? Like, it doesn't matter that he is, you know, the to-be Shogun Momonosuke, alright? This guy's gonna be the Pirate King, but he's also just Luffy. It doesn't matter, okay? People are people. Like, I'm me, you're you. Like, that's it. We move on. At the end of the day, man up. Because you gotta fly me back up there. I gotta finish this. They didn't die for nothing, right? We sit here, we waste time crying about this. They're just looking down saying, what are you doing? There's still a fight to be done. Now, the interesting thing is, what role is Caribou actually going to play, right? Because he's not going to tag along with them up there, I don't think. I think that Momonosuke is going to have a hard enough time just taking Luffy by himself up there. But it's interesting also because it kind of seems like this confirms that Onigashima is at the very least above Wano past Tokage Port. So, yeah. I think I don't see Luffy and Momonosuke traveling to Onigashima in the next chapter, maybe at the end of the chapter. I think that something needs to happen, either a conversation with Caribou and Luffy here, something that keeps them down there for a little bit. Because we now know that this is happening, that they're there, that's great. Luffy still wants some more meat. Maybe he has to get that meat. We still need to finish these other fights, right? It's just like with any other thing that we've seen. You know, you go back to Annie's lobby, right? Most of the fights were about to end by the time Luffy was, like, really into the fight with Lucci. So we need to get a Sanji versus Queen chapter still. We need Zoro to bust out of the pack, which might happen next chapter. Everything's shaping up for 1021 to really be a Sanji chapter, I think, as far as the order of events go. Because we've already focused on Nami, we've focused on Jinbei, we've focused on Usopp, we've focused on Frankie, Robin, Brooke. It's really just Sanji and Zoro left. So once we set those fights up for, like, the next two chapters, I think that Luffy can finally make it back up there, and then Luffy will start fighting with Kaido again, and then everybody will, like, definitively finish their fights. Like, we'll go back to Robin, she'll finish it. We'll go back to Sanji, he'll finish it. Zoro will finish it. And then they'll have to deal with, you know, the other looming presence and all of that. If Toilet Tube is right, it's very possible that we could get a situation where Big Mom ends up going on a rampage. You know, if CP0 ends up being those kids from her flashback, And then she knows about, and they know about, Big Mom eating Mother Carmel and Reminder, and she just goes nuts and starts, like, attacking a lot of people. Then we could get that Oars situation where now, after all of the Toby Ropo have been taken out and the commanders, the crew gets together at the live floor or whatever, and they're all fighting Big Mom at once. That would be interesting. I'd be okay with that. And then they think that they've finished Big Mom, and then she comes back actually as the Kuma later on. Or CP0 just ends up being the Kuma. I mean, they are the overarching villains of the Super Saga in my eyes anyway. That's interesting. Iman said, Caribou. Could Caribou tell CP0 about the Shirahoshi secret? It's interesting, but I think they already know, right? Because Imu had the image of Shirahoshi, so I think that Imu knows that Shirahoshi is Poseidon, or has the... at least suspects it. Talked for a bit, catching up on the chat. Yes, Ian said, who's the next host for the Reverie? So there's not going to be another Reverie for at least half a year. I mean, I think that's sort of the point. And then, figure out who's hosting it when we get closer to that, 6 to 12 months from now. If you're going to talk for One Piece for, 10 hours with a bunch of other YouTubers, there better be a bunch of new content. Otherwise, you're just going to end up reiterating the same theories that you just did. And that also makes it, something to look forward to in the community when it's spread out like that. We've still got a couple more years of One Piece, guys, so there'll be more reveries and everything. Andre said, do you think there should be a movie about the Guy Valley incident and Rock's recruiting everybody? I think there should be an in-canon, flashback and chapters drawn by Oda. I don't really want movies to handle canon material like that, because then there's always going to be the question of how much of it is Oda, So I like the movies just staying just fun side adventures, and let Toei go off and make some cool animations and cool things. Dustbucket said, Randy, what's next for Brooke? The Ghost Lady should be a cakewalk. True. He's definitely there to protect Robin, and I like that he's with Robin, especially since all these people want to capture Robin. What could Brooke do? This was a big thing, early on. Everybody wanted Brooke to fight Apu, to have the musicians fighting each other, but who knows? You know what I'd actually like to see on the live floor in 1021? I'd like to see more Drake. I'd like to see that Apu fight and all of that. Because Drake's part of our team here as well. We haven't seen him in a while. Chin said, I bet Chrissy adores chapter 1020. So I haven't had a chance to talk with her about it. Mars had a doctor's appointment today. I think she's back now, but I would love to know. Harsh Garg said, Randy, have you seen O'Hara's theory? So everybody's been sending it to me. And I know it's about the end game. And I guess like what the One Piece is. But, you know, as much as I'm a speculator and a theorist myself, I like to stay away from theory videos that are about like what the end of the series is, just in case they're right. Because I like having my own headcanon. But at least for that, at least for the end of the series. Like, I don't mind about anything else. Like, that's what I love talking about, but the very end, yeah. Binks Barman said, just got here, finished work. Catch up on what I missed later. Glad to have you here. Jen said Chrissy's a true Robin fan. She sure is. Yeah. Drake is trash. Get that slander out of here. Still need some Denjiro stuff, yeah. Yep. Still need the storeroom silhouette. Like, there's so many things. So much stuff that needs to be, so much stuff that needs to happen, right? Oda has set up way too many things. You know, we have, Zoro's got to bust out of the pack. We need to see what, you know, how Chopper's going to, you know, regain his normal form. Like, is it like Luffy after 10 minutes? It'll just happen. Drake versus Apu. I need a scenario with Drake and CP0. You know, because Sword is like directly interested in what's going on with CP0. I need CP0 to like go over to Who's Who and either like kill him or something. You know, say something. Let's see. What happened? Okay. Chin timed out Joker. In 300 seconds, he'll be back. It's fine. There's no way to undo it, but it's fine. The storeroom silhouette. Denjiro. Is it Hiyori? Is it Toki? If it's Hiyori, then that, you know, leads us to more Orochi stuff, which we do need more Orochi stuff. Raizo is fighting Fukurokuju. Oh, God. Yeah. And someone said, is Wano going to go into next year? Yes, it is. Best case scenario, honestly, would be that 1021 is sort of like a catch up to speed chapter, and we see what's going on with Raizo and Inuarashi. We still need Inuarashi to die because he's the next one on the chopping block. You know what's one thing that Oda probably will do and could do? Is that Momonosuke, like, either chickens out or runs out of stamina and can't get Luffy to the top, right? So then we have this thing where Luffy is back on Onigashima, like, the floor level, and he has to work his way back up to the top. Because if this happens, then all of the other fights can progress normally. And this would be sort of the scenario in Dressrosa where, you know, Pika knocked everybody off and they had to climb back up to get to Doflamingo. And since that's, you know, sort of resembling that, we also had that in Skypiea when Luffy got knocked off the Arc Maxim. He still had to climb up the giant jack with Nami. So there's going to be parallels to both of those with Luffy and Momo. Although Luffy will like continue to have Momonosuke with him as he like goes up. If that's the case, you know, I'd love to get to a situation where Luffy has a pre-fight. You know, we saw that Luffy's been, you know, he was doing okay against Kaido until he wasn't.
Savage.
But for me, I've always said, for me to believe that Luffy can beat Kaido, he's got a low diff of commander, right? So if Luffy runs into Jack, which we've talked about plenty of times, then, you know, that would be an interesting battle if Luffy can, you know, easily take out Jack, who's already injured to begin with, on his way up to the top. Then things can progress naturally. If Luffy gets to the top with Momonosuke immediately, then we're going to deal with some pacing issues, I think. Because I don't think Luffy can, like, sustainably keep fighting Kaido for as long as he has been while everybody else is fighting. Ah, Chrissy's here. Carl Newman said, remember Caribou's cover story? He had a lunchbox with meat pie. Yeah, it's very possible that Caribou, like, trapped in all of his swampy, you know, mess or whatever, just has a bunch of food. So that was Caribou's role all along. The only reason he's in Wano is because he's got a whole load of meat trapped inside his body. And Luffy's going to eat that swampy meat. Yeah. That's gross. Phased. Thanks for the super chat. Robin and Brooke against Big Mom reminds me of her, Frankie, and Brooke in Thriller Bark against Talaran. Also in that scene, BM as in Black Maria. Sorry. Most people, you know, make BM Big Mom. Yeah, so Robin and Brooke against Black Maria reminds me of her, Frankie, and Brooke in Thriller Bark against Talaran. Also in that scene, we use her wings, and in this fight, she mentions that Sanji is a wing. So I love that. That's great. So when I was predicting who was going to fight who many months ago, I had used the Talaran fight as a prediction for Robin and Brooke to team up against Black Maria, who I had also posited was a spider because of the Jorogumo and how Black Maria resembled Jorogumo. So that was one of the early wins of the arc. It would be interesting now that Frankie is done with his fight if he ends up running into Robin and Brooke at the end. Not necessarily to help with the fight, but to sort of even like seal home the comparisons there. I think they're on the same floor. Chrissy said, "Oh my god, amazing chapter." AJ Spittin said, "Best girl has joined the chat." Yes, Chrissy is best girl. Giovanni said, "I'd be sad for Jack to be one-shotted because he hasn't shown anything he can do other than use poison, and his bounty is too high to be met." I mean, everything he did in Zoe was like so focused on him. Like he was the main antagonist of Zoe. So he's been heavily featured. I'd like to see his hybrid though. And I'm not saying that Luffy needs to one-shot him, but you know, like a one-chapter fight If it took Luffy to 11 hours or whatever to beat Katakuri or whatever it was, I think one chapter versus Jack is enough. Piccolo from Namek, thank you.
savage,
Robin said Sanji's one of the wings that'll allow Luffy to soar. In the same chapter, Luffy needs Momo to get back to Onigashima. Bit of foreshadowing, yes. Because Momonosuke will be one of Luffy's wings as well, because he's joining the crew as an apprentice. Yep. It's happening, people. Get ready. He's going to Laugh Tale with them. Ryo.
savage,
1021. Carrot. Please, Oda. Maybe? I mean, there's just a lot to be said about Carrot, Ryo. A lot. I know a lot of people love Carrot. I know a lot of people don't love Carrot. I'm indifferent. As long as Oda can show me why I should still expect Carrot to join, I need that. So if he can do that in 1021, then that's great. But I don't know. Giovanni said Yamato versus Jack in a cleanup situation, saying no, he's my dad. So I've also talked about that's my ideal Jack fight would be Yamato versus Jack, but I just don't know if that's happening still. Giovanni said Carrot's a secondary character. I mean, as far as Wano's concerned, I'd say it's a background character, which is awful. Lucy said, who is Carrot? My guy, Eric Telford. What's up, brother? How you doing, man? He said, missed the shirt. Let's see it. Which one? The Heat on Feet one or this one I got right here? Because this is new, too. Pirates docking. But then I'm working on merch for the channel. So, that's the Heat on Feet. This is not finished. There's still other things I'm going to put on it. But Mizuyo G.
savage,
I guess we won't get Luffy flying up on Zeus like the Nimbus Cloud. But I guess Momo Shenron is worth it. Felt like Brook took the shine in this fight. I feel that. I feel that. There was a lot more Brook than Robin, I felt, and like the fake out with the last page of Robin about to do something amazing and then Oda cuts away. I don't need Luffy riding on Zeus. But I do want Luffy riding up with Momo, which we've talked about. I've always wanted that. It's the best thing. My guy Eric said the docking shirt is clean. Yeah, I got this. What website was it? Might have been Redbubble. Yeah, Redbubble. So anybody wants the pirate docking shirt, it's on Redbubble. Apprentices incoming, weak tutorials growing up. Yeah. A lot of stuff about Carrot. I mean, it's like we need Carrot to have more valuable interactions with the crew. That's it. Like, you know, 2 pages of a conversation with Zoro would do her character wonders. Joker said the anime is sexualizing Carrot and she's underage. Yeah, I did not like that stuff in the Brachio tank in that episode. There was a lot of stuff in that episode that I didn't like. Cheeto, 650.
Savage.
The heat on feet shirt is wet. Appreciate that. So. Rao said, Randy, how come you use that argument for Carrot but not Yamato or Tama? Because, well, Tama has had chapters with Zoro. Tama and Zoro have a great relationship. But Yamato hasn't had the opportunity yet, whereas, like, Carrot was around the crew and involved in the Wano arc from Act 1 on, and just hung around with, like, Wanda and Inuarashi instead of staying with the crew and doing things with the crew. So that's where the disconnect comes. Carrot was, you know, and Whole Cake was with everybody, with the crew, and that was great. But then she comes to Wano and she goes back to her friends instead of staying with the crew. So that's where the disconnect comes. She didn't actually, like, start hanging out with everybody again until they started sailing to Onigashima. So what that's telling me from Oda is that, like, Carrot really isn't necessarily, like, trying to abandon her, you know, former people and all of that. Not that you need to abandon them, but, like, say Carrot went along to the to Udon, right? With Chopper, with Tama, with, you know, the Big Mom thing, all of that. Like, then suddenly I'm saying, well, it looks like Carrot's going to join because Oda's putting so much emphasis on Carrot. What if Carrot was there during Yasuie's execution, you know, and, like, fighting alongside with Frankie and Zoro and Sanji and all of this? Like, those are opportunities that Oda had to show that Carrot is, like, folding into the Straw Hat, you know, mold, and being this late in the game, right? To get a new character, to get a new person that is really supposed to be with us. They need to be with us. And Carrot just hasn't been with us. So that's the thing. Like, it's not that I don't like Carrot. Carrot's an okay character. The Sulong thing in Whole Cake and all that was great. She had some good moments there. But Oda is telling me, as a writer, I'm not trying to put this character in the crew. And that can change. But he needs to actually use the character. Frandolio73.
savage,
Momo needing to carry Luffy this chapter parallels Punk Hazard when Luffy had to carry Momo. Not only that, it'll also parallel when Luffy met Momonosuke and Momo and Luffy flew out of the, essentially the Star Wars A New Hope trash compactor of Punk Hazard. Just Rube said, Randy, what were your thoughts on the new number introduced? They were beaten as soon as they were introduced, so don't care.
savage,
Diz of the Ghost said, what are your thoughts on Zoro's Conqueror's Haki in the anime? So thanks for asking about that, because I know a lot of people have weighed in and I haven't. I don't care. I don't mind it. The thing that I would have liked, and I actually did mention this in the Joy Girl stream, was I think that Zoro should have had some sort of a recognition for it. He does it and then he just moves on. That's the weird part for me. Not that he does it, but that he moves on. Because it's not like... The anime is treating it like the Motobaro scene with Luffy, where he used it and he didn't really understand what was going on and no one understood what was going on. And that was fine then, but the thing is that Zoro knows what Conqueror's Haki is now. He should feel like he did something, and then when everybody falls and all of that, it's like, oh, alright. But, so that was the weird part for me. Not that they wanted to tease that, but that wasn't even the bad part of the episode for me. Like we talked about it, the fan service in the tank I didn't like. The coloring, right? Because there was already an established lighting continuity from 982, which is very hard to replicate because it was like a lot of it was CG with the purple and green lighting. So, it seemed to me that, they didn't have the time to fully animate it, so they just put a negative filter on, which turns everything purple and green. It's a quick fix. So it seemed like this, and the people that work on the anime work hard, but this wasn't it. It was obvious that they, had resources and time and all of that allocated to 982 and some other chapters, and they didn't have as many weeks or months or whatever to work on this episode, so it just sort of it felt like it was just rushed and put together. As a consumer. But the most egregious thing to me was, and it just felt unnecessary, was when they had the flashback at the end of the episode, going back to the Tama and Tengiyama Hitetsu stuff. There was this weird cutout of Luffy in the corner that was supposed to symbolize this that Luffy is feeling something very strong and it's really hitting him and all of this. But all it did was distract me from what was happening. The flashback could have played normally without that cutout. Now, if that cutout was animated, right, was moving and sort of having, a reaction to everything that was going on instead of just sitting there in the corner like this, then it would have been interesting. So it didn't work for me. But the anime is better than it's ever been in Wano, but the last episode was definitely one of the worst, maybe even the worst of Wano, and not a great episode overall. And the directors had good episodes, but just like in live action television, directors and writers have good and bad episodes. But AJ
Savage.
said the tank part hurt me. It was just so bad. Yeah. And it's like, that's what they spent their time on, you know? The first half of the episode was paced terribly. The Jimbei gag was great. The Frankie stuff was great. You don't even need the first half of the episode if you just play the Jimbei gag. And when One Piece gets, you know, doing the episode, it'll probably be like, you know, they'll probably only use 8 minutes of that entire episode. Yeah, it was like they, you know, they made that tank part the, like, Sakuga animation, and it's like, that wasn't it. Oh, we got Eddie Heartthrob in here. Let me mod my cousin here so we can see everything.
Bro, look, he got the heat on feet, bro.
Yo, Eddie, I didn't send you this yet, but like I'm working on this. This isn't done. Heat on feet T-shirts. Still in the chat, man? I love that. Eddie dropped in here to drop a heat on feet on us. Catching up on the chat. Catching up. Someone said, come on, worst episode in Wano has to be the endless sumo match. Yeah, that was bad. That's top 3 for sure. And he's like, I need 10. Yeah. That's great. Eddie, when you drop in that music video, man, come on. When you dropping it. If people don't know, my cousin Eddie is in the chat. He's a recording artist. He is the voice behind the Savage. He is the voice behind Heat on Feet. He is the voice behind Lavish Bracket. He is the soundboard of the channel. How many roles are remaining on Straw Hat's ship, and what role will Yamato's be? Probably Log Keeper. I've heard thrown around. I like that. And yeah. So I think that works. Ooh. Eddie just said ... today. Okay. So be on the lookout, people. Wavy Baby music video dropping today by Eddie Heartthrob. Dan said he's the voice of all things. The savage of all things. That's great. I'm loving the chat right now. Connor Seeley said, "Are you here for 24 hours?" No. Probably be wrapping up in the next 10 or so. Catching up on the chat. AJ said Kobe reflects certain parts of his own life, so he loves him. Kobe's a great character, and I can't wait for him to like actually like be a a part of an arc again. And I mean, it's the first person that Luffy met on the journey, so he has to play a role. He'll definitely play a role in the end game of everything, but people really think he's not going to beat Boa, and he totally is. There's only one reason for Oda to make that matchup, and unfortunately, it's to make Kobe look good. Eddie said, "Stay savage, my friends." And much love to the Ramlord, which is what he calls me. Blitz said, "It looks like the raid is not going to fail." So the raid cannot fail and also fail at the same time, and we've talked about this. Kinemon, Kiku, Ashura Doji, later on Inuarashi or wherever else, is going to die. That's a failure. Okay? That's just what it is. When CP0 comes out of the shadows or Big Mom does something devastating, that's going to be a failure. The raid, beating Kaido, saving Wano, that's not going to fail. Whatever happens after it, that's the failure. Chin said 1021 spoilers. Well, I did spoil this one correctly, because I very much said that this was going to be Robin versus Black Maria. With conviction, I said it. I said, this is going to be Black Maria versus Robin, full chapter. It was not a full chapter, but it was almost a full chapter. It was about as much of a full chapter as we got with the Frankie fight. It makes sense for me if we go to Sanji after this, but there's still a lot of loose ends to clean up. Drake, Killer, Raizo, Denjiro. What are Kawamatsu and Izo going to provide to the live floor? Zoro busting out of the pack. A conversation between Caribou and Luffy. Caribou pulling a bunch of meat out of his swamp, and giving it to Luffy. Those are all the possibilities. Soon, very soon, we're going to see that Yamato start to falter in the fight with Kaido. We're going to see, everything looks kind of even and like, the fight's going, but ultimately Luffy's got to be the one to beat Kaido, so we're going to need Yamato to start falling back and get beaten. So I think we're going to have a focus on the live floor more than anything in 1021. At least that's what I would like. So we can start spamming the heat on feet button. Crimson Flaw said, is the Heat on Feet shirt certified drip? I mean, when I put it up, any merchandise that I eventually put up when I do it will only go up because it is certified. The reason there has been no merch, even though I've been talking about merch, is because I'm working on it to make sure that it is certified. If people are going to wear the shirts, then it's got to be, they have to be wearable. They have to be certified. DJ BJ said, is there a break next week? Luckily, no. Insatiable Hunger
Savage.
said, do you see Kid using Frankie's Wapple medal / Iron Pirate? It's the only way I see Kid fighting Big Mom. We need some Magneto action from Kid. So that's interesting also, because I kind of forgot about that whole thing happening with Law and Kid and Big Mom. We could see more of that. Marco and King to set up that Zorro will fight King. Perospero candying Marco. Still want it to happen. Do I see Kid using Frankie's Wapple medal, though? That would mean that Kid would disassemble Frankie Shogun. And I do not want that. I do not want Frankie Shogun getting disassembled. We do need some Magneto stuff. I know that one of the big things that, a lot of people have said since we got to the beginning of Onigashima, which, oh man, I meant to change the background of the stream to a panel of Onigashima. I need to do that. I'm gonna, but when I end the stream, I'm just gonna set it and forget it. I wanted to do that. But in the front of Onigashima, there's a giant sword. So people thought that Kid would, Magneto that sword out and use that. And that would be interesting. But, we'll find out. But I it's not that I don't see that happening. I just don't want that to happen. Because it would just, I love Frankie Shogun. Don't ruin it. Phased upgraded membership to Savage.
Savage.
My guy. Blitz said, rate Wano out of 10, and is it part of your top 5? So it's not part of my top 5. And I refuse to rate it until it's done. Because rating in unfinished work seems unfair. I like Wano. I like Act 3. I guess I could rank the acts so far. Probably be... I'm enjoying Act 3. So Act 3, Act 1, Act 2. Act 2 was the... and all the udon stuff was not great. But everything else has been pretty solid. When Oda actually, goes full circle with a lot of the things that he's set up on, that's what's going to propel this into a, potentially top 5 and all of that. I'd say it might be a top 10, but if I was going to put it at top 10, it was it'd be 10 or 9. It's not close to the top 5 yet. Walter Cooper.
Another one.
That's what the super chat said.
Savage.
Said another one. Frankie Shogun needs work, though, Randy. Maybe Seastone Edition. I'd love that. I'd love that. You know, that was something that we had theorized years ago, you know, when Frankie just joined. Like, what if he, like, turned his, you know, because he used to, like, rip off his hand for, you know, strong right. And, you know, we thought, like, oh, what if he made his, you know, right hand Seastone, and then he can, you know, fight Devil Fruit users. You know, and this was before hockey and all of that, when, like, Seastone was, like, the be-all, end-all against hockey, against Devil Fruit users. I kind of miss that. I miss that. Catching up. Oh god, I just saw hashtag swamp meat. I mean, that seems what's being set up with Caribou, man. Giovanni said, well, that way he doesn't need hockey, Randy. By the looks of it, not all Straw Hat crew will learn hockey. I would love all of them to learn it, though. You know, I think it's going to be... Their fights against the Blackbeard Pirates is going to be... it's going to be hard if they don't have it. Where's that Pooh, Hawkins, and Drake? I mean, we're going to get updates soon. You know, that's the problem with having too much going on and not enough being set up. You know, that's the problem with Wano being set up less like Marineford and more like Eni's Lobby, whereas like Oda's actually trying to devote a lot of time to these one-on-one fights and stuff, whereas in Marineford would have gone on for like another 60 chapters if he actually had like full fights of Marco versus Kizaru and, you know, this person versus this person, Crocodile versus Doflamingo, Crocodile versus Mihawk, you know, whatever. Insatiable hunger.
Savage.
I wanted Frankie to have full body. I want Frankie to have a full body impact dial suit where he absorbs all damage and reflects back. So far, we've only seen Usopp use impact dials. That would be awesome. You know, if he and Usopp work together to like improve Frankie's Shogun and like incorporate some dials into it. It'd be great if Usopp secretly had like a reject dial too, because I feel like the strength of the Wapple metal and all of that would probably be able to withstand the brunt of a reject. CJWG7 said, "Hey, let's go. Much love from Ireland." Appreciate that. You know. Yep. I am mostly Irish. Yeah. All right, guys. I think we're getting to the point where we've talked about just about all we can talk about here. I just really wish Oda had one more page. Just one more page of Robin actually using that form. But it's okay, because you know what it means? It means that we're going to get another Robin chapter. We're going to return to this. We're going to see it happen. You know what would actually be great? 10:21 spoilers. Robin finishes this attack. That's what I'm going with now. Because we actually had back-to-back Jinbei chapters where it started and then it continued. So yeah, I think that's what's happening. We're going to finish this fight first before we go to anything else. The Luffy stuff was just an interlude, and we're going to come back and we're going to finish this. Oda's not going to postpone this that much longer. If he does, I'm going to be sitting there like, what's going on, man? So, yeah. That's what it is. I would love to come back into 10:21. Robin finishes the fight. Burn damage.
Savage.
Thoughts on a Phoenix Rooster themed form for Luffy? Could be Rue, red, star of the show. Any preference if there is a new form or gear? Phoenix Rooster themed form for Luffy? I don't necessarily see that. Is there like a mythological reason that brings you into that? You know, I understand, you know, a lot of people think that there would be Tiger Man, right? Because he's going up against a dragon and the tiger is the animal that most typically is used to fight dragons in, you know, art and mythology and folklore and all of that. So I'd see that more than anything. I'd love to actually just see Tank Man, what Tank Man is actually supposed to look like when Luffy's not filled with a bunch of crackers. I think that would be interesting. She said Black Maria's Kaido's girlfriend, which I'm sure is strange for Yamato if that's the case, because they're like the same age. Okay. A tiger smile, funny design. Yep. Yeah, I know Black Maria is a year older, but it's still the same, you know, 28, 29. I do. Mr. Venator said Bartolomeo should show up since his fruit had its user in Wano. Yeah, Semimaru had the fruit. I want to know how it ended up in Barto's hands, but I don't think that the Grand Fleet necessarily needs to play a role in Wano. I don't think it needs to happen. And I truly think that whatever the big event that the Grand Fleet is going to have, it's going to be something separate from the story that's going to impact something else. But I'll save that for another video. Irvine said, Mr. Savage, do you think Zoro is somehow related to Wano, and will it be a major thing? So we know that the village that Zoro grew up in was Shimotsuki Village. We know that Kuina's father, Koshiro, his dad, was the person who forged the Wado Ichimonji and was from Wano and left at some point and settled at the island in the village of Shimotsuki. So there is a tie, and I would love to use the epilogue of this arc to really expand upon Zoro, get another Zoro flashback, all kinds of things. But we'll see what Oda has planned. I think that I am going to wrap things up here, guys. The next video that I'm going to release is something that I shot a couple of months ago with Chrissy, but just haven't had a chance to put it out, which is our Straw Hat Crew rankings. If you're a member, you already have access to that video, so you can go and check that out. Sometime in the middle of the week, maybe I'll open it up to everybody else. It's a lot of fun. Chrissy and I got to do a little couple collab one night when Mars was asleep. This was a fun chapter. We needed this. 15 to 18 years in the making. Robin finally has fought someone for more than 2 panels. So this is great. This is great. Randy, which one in your opinion is better, pre-time skip or post-time skip? Right now, I can't really answer that until post-time skip finishes. And until post-time skip finishes, I kind of have to lean towards pre-time skip, just because there was more of a focus on the crew. And ever since the post-time skip started, everything's been more about the Kozuki clan. So I'm very excited for Wano to be done, so we can start doing like crew stuff again and focus on, you know, the rest of the story as it is. I want to thank everybody that that came to the stream today. Everybody that supports, you guys are great. I look forward to this every week. Thank you for 100 members. 100 years of Jackie Chan. Let's see. Last look at the Mr. Venator said fire video. So you like the couple collab. That's great. Thanks. And yeah, I'll have the analysis out soon. I'm gonna do some more research into the Makami and all of that, and we'll talk at length about the Wan Yudo as well. All right, so I'll see you guys in the comments for this, in the comments for the analysis, in the comments for the couple collab, and I'll see you back here for 1021, which is exciting. I need the Robin fight to finish. There. Later, everybody.